Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars On High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with my review of issue 2 of the High Republic. If you haven't seen my review for issue 1, there's a link to the video in the description, but if you're all caught up and ready for what happens next, let's get started. Vildar Mac was believed to be dead at the end of the first issue, but now it just seems that he's unconscious again and he's back to his reoccurring nightmare of his demise at the hands of the Darksider. Matthea begins to call for help when all of a sudden Vildar jolts awake and woozily begins to make his way after the assailant who stopped his heart. Vildar uses the Force to see if he can locate the hooded man, but is only able to see random glimpses that don't make much sense to him. Vildar begins to explain what he saw to Matthea when she recognizes that what he saw was a place known as the Enlightenment, a local bar here on Jedha. Vildar is relieved to hear that Matthea knows exactly what he saw and begs her to take him to this location. They begin to make their way over to the Enlightenment when they come across a group of civilians praying in the streets. Matthea and Vildar try to squeeze their way through the civilians without interrupting them when we discover that these are members of the Path of the Open Hand, who begin to talk poorly to the Jedi, saying that they abuse the Force and that their time will come. They finally arrive at the Enlightenment just in time to be greeted by two very large patrons known as the Twinkle Sisters, who just so happen to be the bouncers of the Enlightenment. The Jedi are stunned by this sight, but are relieved when the barkeep Kraydon offers them a seat. Vildar explains to Kraydon that he needs any information he can get on the person that he was following here, and Kraydon seems more than happy to comply and hear what he has to say when movement catches Vildar's eye, causing him to throw a dart at the wall, pinning the hood of the man he was looking for right to the wall. But almost instantly the Twinkle Sisters are on the Jedi and pin them down to the bar. Kraydon begins to explain that Vildar has made a fatal mistake by doing so, but lightens up when Vildar explains that the man he was trying to stop is a Darksider. Vildar is taking this as seriously as a Jedi should, but Kraydon can't help but laugh at the suggestion. Our Sephi friend pulls himself free of the dart and introduces himself as Tay Sirik and acts completely innocent. Vildar begins to accuse him of murdering the woman they found earlier, but Tay explains that he found the woman dead already and was in fact helping her right before she died. Tay then leaves without a second thought. Vildar won't let it go that easily though, as he and Matthea storm out in pursuit. They decide to spy on Tay from afar, only to see that he managed to steal Vildar's lightsaber and plans to sell it. The black market buyer doesn't appear to be interested, and things get out of hand quickly when Tay reaches for a bird sculpture made from kyber. The buyer immediately pulls a blaster on Tay, but Vildar jumps down to intervene, but is saved by Tay, who jumps back in front of the path of the blaster bolt, hitting him square in the stomach. Luckily, whatever armor Tay was wearing saved him from the blast. Vildar gets his lightsaber back, and Tay explains what he was doing and what he found from the bird sculpture. Tay then leads Vildar and Matthea to the Temple of Kyber. Matthea seems confused about why they are here. If something was stolen from the Temple of Kyber, the Guardians of the Wills would have reported it to the Jedi immediately. But it seems as if the Guardians may not be on such good terms with the Jedi as they once thought. Overall, this series is just so good. It was great in Phase 1, and I think it's improving here in Phase 2. Already, we're bringing together all the media into this comic. We have the Enlightenment, which was first mentioned in the short story from Star Wars Insider, which I am now so glad that I already read, and we also have the Path of the Open Hand being featured in this issue, which we first met in Path of Deceit. It's a really fantastic combination of all forms of media so far, and I'm very excited to see what comes next from the High Republic comics. But what were your thoughts? Do you like the new characters, and what do you think of the story and setting? Let us know all of your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you to everyone who stuck around to this point in the video, and we hope to see you again very soon.